Hey guys, and welcome to the new movie. Today we're doing an older movie. We're doing Zootopia. Now I have a DVD copy of it. Usually if I have sometimes a DVD copy, I'll have it for the video so I can have it and show it like, hey, this is a movie. Sometimes I might forget I have it and don't do it, but I try to do it if I do. This one I also got this very recently at a thrift store for like $1, so I was like happy. We do have Disney Plus, so I did watch it on that with my mom. So me and my mom watched this. I've been wanting to watch this movie. Also, I wanted to watch it because it's a new comic book by Dynamite. Comics have been doing a lot of Disney comics. They just did one on Zootopia. I had the first issue. I wanted to read it, but I'm like, I want to watch the movie first because I have not seen the movie at all or anything. So, and I've been wanting. This is one I'm like, this is a movie I know I'm gonna like. So I'm like, I want to watch the movie anyway. So we finally did a Disney movie off the list. Maybe I'll try to review every Disney animated movie at some point, or most of them. I don't know. Actually, it would be kind of fun to watch all Disney animated movies. That'd be kind of fun to go on a journey and watch it's like watching all the Nicolas Cage movies, but I have a bunch of them. I just need to start watching them and do more reviews on that. I need to also update the playlist because I think the playlist is empty right now. I had the playlist ready to go, but then I need to change it. But it's at the point we're talking about Zootopia, not Nicolas Cage. Zootopia, this is by Disney. Watched on Disney Plus. I really liked it. I liked the anime. Everything about this is just this is Disney. It's not Pixar. It's just regular Disney. It's great. I think it's one of the best. I think one of up there for Disney movies for me. It is definitely up there for me. But it has some more actiony kind of the cops and doing stuff that I maybe fits to my previous stuff, but also the comics is really great by Jeff Parker, who's writing it. That's good too. I read the first 2 issues have come out now, and I've read them and they're great, and the book is great, and I'm glad we're going to do it because it's great, and we never got a comic before. I'm kind of surprised. They maybe did a adaptation comic with a comic of the movie, one of those motion comics. I feel like they may have done that, but I haven't done anything. But yeah, this is cool. So let's jump into it with general thoughts. I think we already established I like this movie. It's great. I highly recommend it if you're a Disney fan or just like good animated movies. You don't have to be a Disney fan to like this, but this is a good animated movie. Like animated movies. So this movie starts off. It's about Judy Hopps. It starts off with her when she's younger and she's a bunny and she wants to be a cop. She is 100% this I want to be a cop, and that's the thing. And also there's a point where she's on stage. She's doing a stage performance at the beginning and stuff. And she's very much just hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be a cop. I want to help people. And the parents are kind of oh yeah, well, kind of stay away from it a little bit. She's like, hey, we know this is what you want to do, and you're gonna do it. If that's what you want to do, you're gonna do it. I'm kind of trying to help stay you because they're but that's dangerous, all this stuff, and they're really protective of her. Bunny being on the police thing, and then she goes to the police academy and stuff. There's a person also in the beginning who bullies her a little bit and stuff. Obviously she's a rabbit and stuff, a little weaker or not, can't be a cop or can't fight back, whatever. But she goes to eventually the police academy and eventually passes the test for the police academy, eventually passes it and became a cop. But it's very interesting. She's the first bunny to do it, and the mayor is giving her an award thing, and the mayor is played by J.K. Simmons. So I'm okay, that's cool. J.K. Simmons is in this. There's a lot of actors in this, Even the only ones I can name off the top of my head. I know there's other actors. There's only 2 actors I can name off the top of my head who are in this movie. I know there's a bunch of actors, but there's only 2. He's the only one that I can remember. There's another one that's interesting, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But Judy Hopps becomes a cop, and he goes to the police station and he meets the guy to death. He's I think he's a cheater or something. He's watching the videos of that pop star. There's this pop star who's obviously, I think, is Shakira. I think we all know it's Shakira. I forget what the name of her is. I think Gazelle. It's Shakira. Anytime she sings, it's oh yeah, that's Shakira. So it's probably that character played by Shakira. So there's that. And then obviously we go to the Ox guy. I forget what his name is. The Ox guy. I remember his name, but he's the police chief or the guy who runs the police station, and he doesn't like Hopps. He's Hopps, after he gives everybody the assignments, he gives Hopps, yeah, you get traffic duty. You have to go and get all these traffic monitors, just traffic duty, because you're a rabbit, I know you do whatever, but eventually he learns to more like her, but it starts off with him giving you're a rabbit, traffic violations. And also, she's very good at traffic violations, because her ears are very heightened, or can hear very well. So you can hear when the immediately go ding, off, and it's well, they're going and giving people tickets, and everybody's hey, what the hell are you doing? And even I'm you should not immediately be giving somebody a ticket, I think, for that. If a thing goes off, yes, you give them a parking meter. But if it just goes off, you should be yeah, you should give them a couple minutes, I feel I don't think you should just immediately when it goes off, put it on. I think that's kind of a jerky move, a little bit. I know it's technically once it goes off, you can do that, but I feel why not wait a little bit? It's not gonna go around and do a couple things, and if it's still there, then you write a ticket. You know what I mean? But she does that, and that's her job, and she talks to her parents and talking about how great everything is, and And her parents, I think, find out because she's wearing the vest, she's doing traffic violations. They're oh yeah, we're fine, you're not going to do anything dangerous. Then somehow she gets into, also the mayor that has an assistant who she likes, or they're kind of friendly with her, and eventually she gets to meet the guy Nick Wilde and finds out he kind of cons him and does all this stuff. She goes after this guy who steals this thing. It's a bunch of oranges or something, food type of thing. It's nothing super valuable. He goes in, chases this guy, stops him, saves this other girl who will come back later, saves this girl and who'll come back later, so that's interesting. Because there's this part where there's this town where it's all very small. It's for small animals, and she saves this I forget what they're called, what type of animals they were, but a small animal, and then a bunch of them. I forget what they're called, but she saves her, and she comes back later and stops him, and then the cop's like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, hey, I need to find, and then somehow she basically tricks the mayor into like, I will help find this missing person, and also the mayor doesn't come in like, hey, what about the missing person thing? And she's like, I'll do it. Basically, and he's like, I give you 24 hours off. I forget I think it's Idris Elba who's playing the bull character. He's like, I'll give you 24 hours, Hop. And like, very like, I'll give you 24 hours to find this thing or break this case. And obviously he goes to get Fox to help him, Nick the Fox to help him, and we get to learn more about him and his thing. And he kind of like, it starts off, he's like scamming people and kind of scamming and doing some stuff to get by and stuff. And yeah, not a complete like evil person, but not like definitely on the bad side. But eventually throughout the movie we learn more about him and his deal and what his deal is and how he eventually, at one point, the Fox definitely tries to help. Gets to where they have like, oh yeah, well I don't want to really help you, but then they eventually help each other and get to where they help each other and stuff. And then also you find out who's this mob boss, there's this mob guy who is like, he comes in, it's basically like a Godfather scene. But basically it's like this mob guy and he's basically talking, what you do on the day of my daughter's wedding? And I was like, oh, that's cool. And my mom was like asking me who that character was, like that guy who's the voice of that character. And I looked it up for some reason and acted, and I looked it up, and it was by Martin Lamas, who played the Brain. I'm probably saying, if I said his name wrong, sorry. He played the Brain on Pinky and the Brain, and he was in Pine Poker and other stuff. He's great. He's a great name. Also, Father on Kids Next Door. He's really great at that, so he did that as well. So he's great. So he played that guy, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Somebody else I know. And that's somebody actually I've met. So I was like, I watched a Disney movie, and I've met somebody in a Disney movie. I cannot say that I met an actor who voiced in a Disney movie, so I met technically a Disney. I think this is the only person I've met who's done something Disney related. Maybe when it comes to like movies, right? Big budget movies, a big budget movie, animated or live action. I think this is the only one. Because I know I've met some other people, and the only person I can think of is Rob Paulson, who has done some Disney stuff. Like I know he's been on like Goof Troop and other stuff, but those are like shows. We're talking about a big budget Disney movie. I met somebody from that. That's kind of cool. Who walked on one, who did a voice in one, or was in one, so it's cool. Also, there's the Yak guy who they meet at some point when they're trying to look for what's going on. And he's probably like, I forget if it's Cheech or Chong, one of them. So that's interesting. He's another actor I know. And then eventually, animals are becoming feral or wild in this movie. I'm doing this long, so I'm trying to hurry this up because it's already up to 9 minutes. The animals are like feral or stuff are getting feral, and I have to figure out why they're doing that. And they eventually find out, and they think it's the mayor. They arrest him. But they eventually find out, some stuff happens, and Judy Hopps like, I gotta leave because these things, like, he talks about it on like the news stuff, like, hey, we used to be like this, and it's just evolution and stuff. And he kind of breaks it off with Nick, and like they have a thing with like, he's like, yeah, no, because he asked her telling your backstory. It's like, yeah, no, I don't want to be your partner anymore. Because they get to a point where he's like, oh yeah, you can be my partner and stuff, and he's like, okay, but then they eventually break it off and stuff happens, and eventually they find out who really did it. He comes back, he figures out what's really going on. It's this type of flower that's making people go crazy, turning back into this weird stuff, and then they eventually find out who's behind it, and it's I think it was a sheep or whatever it was, who worked for the mayor. He was the one actually behind it, so maybe the mayor wasn't completely like behind it, or he was actually trying to stop it or something, I don't know. But yeah, so maybe he wasn't completely evil. I'm not gonna say he wasn't, but definitely not as bad as her, because he was trying to do bad things, and him and Nick stop her and fix it, and then the cops come and get her, and then Nick becomes a cop and everything, and they become partners. It's fun. I like the movie. It's great. I went on so long, it's 10 minutes, so we gotta wrap this up. It is a great movie. If you've not seen Zootopia, check it out. And then I just fell to the floor. You guys can always hope you guys like this review. What do I rate this? I give this a solid, this is a movie that I could give it, it's a 9. This is definitely a movie I'm getting high praise for me. I don't want to give it a 10, but I don't know if this is, I would say this is higher on the Disney train for me. Like, if we're talking about favorite Disney movies, this probably is in my top 5 or 10, so it's definitely high. I'm just debating, does it get to 10? I know some of the Toy Story movies are 10 for me because it was like classics. I like those. And then there's some other ones like Monsters Inc. is good. It's those good ones, but Toy Story is like, I think, maybe one of my favorites. There's some other good ones as well. But I'm gonna give it like a straight up, I think, because I'm kind of sick of Disney movies and see. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm actually gonna give it a 10. This is one of those 10s because I think Disney movies, this is definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Everything's great. Voice acting, funny. Everything about this movie is great. It has action. It's a little more actiony, a little more darker because they tend to see feral creatures and stuff. It kind of, also, this movie movie kind of has some, if you've seen the show Beastars, it's not completely similar, but there are some like little similarities or stuff that I'm like, okay, that's the, there's a world where there's animal people and they eat other animals, and they don't eat other animals. I don't think anybody got really eaten, but they were attacking Hops and Nick and almost could have eaten them or killed them or done stuff. So it's kind of similar, similar kind of vibe. But yeah, it's great. I like it. So yeah, what you guys think of Zootopia? Let me know in the comments down below. What movies have you been seeing? Let me know. You guys can always stay up. I'm going to see you in the next video, guys. Bye.